My first order of business that I'd like to have the board consider is to elect me, Paul Farnsworth, as acting chairman for this meeting. John DeRosa contacted me yesterday, and Chairman DeRosa is unable to attend, and he asked me to step in and cover his duties for today. So do I hear a motion to elect me as temporary board chairman for today?
This is Todd Johnston. I'll make a motion to elect Paul Farnsworth as the acting chairman for today's meeting.
I'll second that. Peter Kaluzdian.
Okay, thank you. It's been moved and seconded to elect Paul Farnsworth.
Before you vote,
Yes.
before you vote, I'm not sure that you do have a quorum. I think you only have 3 members on the meeting.
I agree. I agree, Jason. There's only 3, Todd Johnson, Paul Farnsworth, and myself, Peter Kaluzdian. I believe we need 4. Is that correct?
I thought quorum for them is 40%.
I think for elevator it might be 50, but I'm not sure. But
I have
either way, there's what, 7 people on the board?
8. Oh, well, there's a vacancy, so you're right.
So what would 40% of 7 be?
40% of 7 is 2.8, so that would be 3.
Oh, okay. All right. If it's 40%, then I guess you're good. I thought it was
Yeah,
50.
let me just, I checked this morning, but let me just double check again.
I thought December's was canceled because we only had 3. I could be wrong.
Elevator. Maybe, sorry, I'm just pulling up I'm pretty sure it's 40%.
No, that's good. No, take your time.
Elevator. Yep, it says 40% for elevator.
We're verified, Paul. We're
Okay.
Good. Yeah.
Okay, we do have quorum present. We do have a motion on the floor. It's been seconded to elect Paul Farnsworth as temporary acting chairman for today's meeting. Is there any further discussion on this motion? Okay, hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Please indicate your name when casting your ballot, and it'd be a voice ballot.
This is Todd Johnston. I approve.
Peter Kaluzdian, I approve.
Okay, the motion has passed. I will not be voting, considering the fact that I do have a conflict of interest in that the vote is concerning me. So with a 2-0-1 majority, the motion has passed. Okay, the first, well, now it's the second order of business is the review of the previous meeting minutes. And this is the September 22nd of 2022 meeting minutes. Have the 2 other board members had an opportunity to review those minutes?
Yes, I have. Todd Johnston.
I have also Peter Kaluzdian.
Okay, are there any additions, deletions, or corrections that you feel are in order for those minutes?
None that I can see. Todd Johnston.
Okay, in that case, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the September 22nd, 2022 meeting.
Okay, this is Todd Johnston. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from September 2nd, 2022 board meeting.
Yep, September 22nd, 2022.
Sorry, yeah, September 22nd, 2022.
Okay, and do I hear a second from Board Member Kaloogian?
You do, Peter Kaluzny, and I second it.
Okay. Any further discussion on the motion?
None.
Okay, hearing none, we'll move to a voice vote, starting with Board Member Johnson casting the first vote.
I vote to approve the minutes.
And I second Peter Kaluzny.
Okay, Board Member Kaloogian, at this point, we'll take a vote of yay or nay on the approval of the minutes.
Yay.
So, okay, so we have two in favor, and my vote is going to unfortunately be an abstention because I am the unidentified caller that is listed on the first page of the minutes. I was in Louisville, Kentucky, having technical difficulties, and I was unable to join the meeting, even though I was present for the whole duration of the meeting. So I was the unidentified caller. So officially, I wasn't participating as a board member. Therefore, I'm unable to vote, and therefore I will abstain. So the motion is carried 2-0-1 to approve the minutes of the September 22nd, 2022 Elevator Board meeting. Okay, at this point, item number 3 would be comments or concerns of any person present today. Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to DCP Investigation Division Complaint Status Report.
Chairman Farnsworth, this is Supervising Special Investigator Janita Hamill with investigations. For the first 2-month time frame since your last meeting, which would be for me, November 1st, 2022 to December 31st, 2022, the Investigations Division did not receive any new elevator complaints. We did not close any elevator complaints. For the second 2-month time frame for where I run my reports for the boards to which I report, which would be January 1st of 2023 through February 28th of 2023, the Investigation Division did not receive any new elevator complaints, and we also did not close any elevator complaints. I will provide this additional information. At the end of September, I happily had 2 new occupational inspectors join our team. And since September through today, those 2 new inspectors are out in the field with my other 2 inspectors doing occupational licensing inspections on construction sites, as well as continuing to investigate any complaints that we receive at the division. So we are out there. Okay.
And Inspector Hamill, the board would like to thank you for your diligent efforts in the enforcement of the elevator licensing laws in the state of Connecticut in particular. And thank you from the board, if I may say that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, board members.
Okay, moving on to old business. Does anyone present have old business to bring forward to the board at this time?
Mr. Chairman, this is Todd Johnston, public board member. On the minutes that we just approved from last September, under old business, number 2, where it says written agreement document with the previous DCP commissioner. And when I read that paragraph, the last sentence says, the item to be placed on the next meeting's agenda as old business. Our last meeting we had was not held because at the time, we didn't believe we had a quorum. So should we be addressing that at this meeting?
Okay, the point being made by Board Member Todd Johnson is, and I'll read it directly. At the June 23rd, 2022 meeting, the written agreement regarding reviewing applications that did not meet criteria was discussed. Board Chair DeRosa forwarded the agreement to the former DCP Board Coordinator and Jason Cohen, DCP Director of Operations, for review. Item to be placed on the next meeting's agenda as old business. What I'd like to suggest at this point in time is that we carry forward this to the next meeting, which will be sometime in the vicinity of June. It was scheduled for June 22nd, but there's a conflict on that date, and that meeting date may be changed. And at that point in time, Board Chairman DeRosa will have the opportunity to review the agreement with DCP Board Coordinator and DCP Director of Operations. So thank you, Board Member Johnson, for bringing that forward. And we'll have that on the agenda, listed as an actual agenda item for the meeting to take place approximately in June. Do any other board members have any comment on that, or is that satisfactory as an approach to the situation?
I find it satisfactory.
Okay. Okay, is there any additional old business at this time? Okay, under new business, I understand that we have a new Commissioner of Consumer Protection. Is there anyone on staff that could just give us a very brief summary of that situation with the new commissioner? At this point in time, I'm not even sure what his or her name is.
Mr. Chairman, this is Supervising Special Investigator Janita Hamill. The new commissioner's name is Brian Caffarelli, and he starts officially tomorrow.
Okay, excellent. And we wish the new commissioner success in his new role. It's a very important role, not only for this board, but for the citizens of the state of Connecticut at large. Thank you, Inspector Hamill, for that. That was very helpful. Is there any other new business at this time? Okay, seeing none. Next item would be correspondence. Is there any correspondence to be discussed by the board? Okay. The next agenda item is concerns of any person present today. And that could include not only public members, attending the meeting, which I don't believe there are any, but it could include staff or board members. Any concerns of anyone, and I would allow the flexibility of going back over other agenda items if you want to bring it up at this point in time. Okay, last chance. Does anyone have any comments regarding any matter of concern to the elevator board?
This is board member Todd Johnston, public member. Dealing with the what we agreed to, moving the second old business from September 22nd, 2022 to our next meeting. And just a quick review of that, was that where the applications, I believe it is there, they needed to have a certain license in order to take a specific application, and for some reason that was waived. And we wanted to have an understanding of a board, how that can happen. Is that my memory recollection right?
Well, one of the concerns of the board is that we would recommend and strongly believe that the board should be represented proactively in the application review process, just as the board has been involved since the mid-1960s, which was the inception of this board. In recent several years, the board has not been invited in to the room, so to speak, to review applications. What we would like as a minimum would be a 2-member subcommittee of the board to be actively involved in the application review process. And if I may add parenthetically, the elevator industry is a industry that is known as being a very safe form of transportation. However, with that said, there are approximately between 29 and 31 deaths, that's fatalities, per year that involve elevators. And for this board to be taken out of the license review application process is a disservice to the life, safety, and welfare of the citizens of the state of Connecticut. Well-meaning and well-qualified administrators do a wonderful job with supervision and with coordination and with the general public safety standards that are promulgated by Connecticut and that we have the advantage of to live our lives safely and securely. However, the Elevator Licensing Board was established in the mid-1960s because it was known at that time, and it's still known at the present, that the elevator industry can be dangerous and our product can cause injury and fatality to members of the general public and also installers of our product. We feel, once again, forgive me for repeating, but I believe it bears repeating, the elevator board members should, in one way or another, be involved in the licensing application review process. Period. End of statement.
Thank you, Acting Chairman Paul. I've got some good news. And that is that I have been sent an email. I would love to share my screen, but I don't have the ability, so I could just read it to you briefly. This is from Janice Hodgson. And the subject was Connecticut Contractor Elevator Exam Review Committee Meeting Invite. And it says, Dear Todd, John Mesner from the Connecticut Department of Consumer Protection has recommended you for the Connecticut Contractor Elevator Exam Review Committee, the PSI Services LLC PSI, on behalf of the Connecticut Department of Consumer Protection cordially invites you to be the subject matter expert at this year's exam review meeting. So it looks like we're back in as far as the invitements go. Yeah, I know you mentioned at least two, so I don't know whom else may have been invited. But I do plan to attend and represent the board.
Good morning,
Thank-
Mr. Johnston. Sorry, Mr. Farnsworth. Just that invite did go out to all the board members should have received that invite.
Yes, and thank you, Board Member Johnston, for accepting that invitation to be a part of that process. It's a very important process, and your input will be valued in that effort. Okay. So also addressing Board Member Johnston, once again, I want to thank you for bringing up old business item number 2. I believe that we will be able to have a meaningful discussion by looking ahead approximately 3 months and being prepared to discuss that as a full board with staff and members of the public present at the next meeting. Is that satisfactory, Board Member Johnston, at this time?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, one last call for concerns of any person present today. Okay, before we move to adjournment, I would like to extend thank you from the board to all PCP staff for their help and coordination in making these board meetings possible. It's a very important aspect of the duties of the Department of Consumer Protection, and I must say it's well done. And this new format, this new platform, I think is excellent, and I appreciate all of your efforts in that regard.
I would like to second that as well, Acting Chairman Farnsworth. Thank you for your clear and efficient meeting today. And again, to add to the comments about the staff, thank you. I'm glad Inspector Hamill's got some extra help, and John, Jason, Jennifer, thank you for all of your hard work, and happy to be able to be sitting here and being part of this board. And my thank you.
Yes, thank you, Board Member Kalusian, and thank you, Board Member Johnston, for your participation. And I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Okay, I'll second that motion. Todd Johnston, Public Board Member.
Okay, and I think we'll take a voice vote on a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Approved.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that was unanimous, 3-0-0. And thank you again, staff, for making this possible. It's very important.
It is. Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye, everyone. Have a great day.
Have a good
Gentlemen,
day,
thank you. Have a
everyone.
great
Thank
day.
you.
Thank you.
All right. Take good care. Thank you. Bye-bye.